Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to day one of the international playoffs here of King of the Sea 12. Bringing you this match here on Warriors Path between NFG and OHBOY Stats. Talk to me about the NFG lineup.
Hello, SeaRaptor. Yes, NFG are, of course, the Asia number 3 team, and they are bringing Ohio, a Kremlin, Des Moines, Goliath, double Moskva, Stalingrad, Daring, and a Marceau. And I believe down the red end, you have the OHBOY lineup.
Indeed, opposing them from the south spawn here on Warriors Path, we have Republic and Shikishima, fronted by Des Moines, double Moskva, and Stalingrad. Lots of Russian radar in that lineup. And out in front of those, Gearing and double Marceau.
And OHBOY here today are the EU number 2, and I believe they're going on to face, the winner of this match will go on to face the Seal Cub Clubbing Club. Is that right?
That is correct. SCCC winning the NA bracket last weekend for the first time, knocking off, well, they didn't defeat 07, but 07 fell earlier in the tournament and did manage to fight their way back into third place. So we'll see them later in the day, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, we're seeing kind of a familiar, for those of EU who've been watching the EU tournament, we're seeing kind of familiar move here by the double Marceaus from OHBOY. This has been a fairly common tactic on EU this season. They will be using the speed of those Marceaus to dip into A really quickly before any of the radars can arrive or the opposing destroyers can arrive, grab the cap, and then either retire or spot or start shelling. So we'll see what they do with that.
NFG.
B.
Yeah, NFG going for a bit more of a heavier seaside deployment here. Goliath, Kremlin, Stalin, Daring headed out that way. Their Marceau, Aqua 920 into B. We'll grab that up very quickly. Backed up by a Moskva to see where they position that Marceau after he decides what to do with that cap now that it's done.
Yeah, it's pretty common to dip these French destroyers in, use their speed, and then get out. They don't do well sitting still, so they're probably going to want to get that Marceau out, especially if they realize that there's nothing coming in to contest, because of course OHBOY actually don't have a destroyer on B, so they can't really currently get in there. So those points will start ticking, although of course OHBOY have A as well.
Indeed, both teams on a cap here very quickly on the backs of those Marceau, and there's the speed that they bring to a match. Over here today, we've got NFG still kind of jockeying for position, obviously setting up for maybe a bit of a kite, although Kozue's Des Moines coming into some early fire. They're taking some big hits.
Yeah,
Shikishima and Republic. Ooh.
That was Moskva, Shiki, and Republic all firing there. Moskva's got some more AP, but Kozue has managed to just nose in. But you don't want to be on 20k at this point in the match. That's not good for a Des Moines. Salem may be better, but Des Moines doesn't have that massive super heal. So, ooh, yeah, even sub 20 now.
Yeah.
But
no, his teammates north of him seemed like they were kind of set up to do a little bit of kiting and kind of make this a weak flank and just try to slow down any advance that OHBOY might push from this flank. But he seems to have gone kind of full in here and maybe a bit caught out early.
Yeah, I think once he's behind the island, that island is reasonably good. You can potentially drop shots from the middle of the map, but actually OHBOY don't have a central battleship. They've brought the Shiki and the Republic both over to the side, so they can't actually lob that island. So he should be safe for now. Let's take a quick look down at the sea end, shall we? Indeed.
At the opposite end of the map, despite being down a destroyer, NFG has grabbed the sea cap away very early, so they will start slowly building up a points advantage.
So they've got the Moskva, so OHBOY have Horny Wookiee here sitting ready to radar. Should anything present itself as a target for the Gearing and the Des Moines. The Gearing, I suspect, is there to smoke that Des Moines, so Endon will be there to smoke totally balanced. Gearing has a very long smoke screen, and in fact, there goes the smoke. So you've got double radar to cover this Daring, potentially. So this Daring, Usuke from NFG is going to have to watch out.
Indeed, he took a pot shot just a moment ago at the Moskva with his gun, so they probably have an idea that he's over there. He is just edging inside the Des Moines radar. There it comes from totally balanced.
Okay, let's watch these shells go in. Usuke is actually speed duking. You will see some incredibly skillful play this weekend from the destroyers for sure. They are calm under pressure. You have to be. And they'll be dodging like crazy as lots of focus fire comes in, and this isn't like random battles where you end up with maybe 1 or 2 ships shooting at you. In King of the Sea, everyone shoots at you, so they need to be super flexible.
It takes special nerves to play a destroyer at this level of competitive play with all of the radar and as good a shots as many of these players are. Yeah, it can lead to very exciting moments and very exciting ends as well.
Okay, the Marceau in B is actually being fairly aggressively positioned here, fighting with Marcello Pello. But kind of losing that trade and potentially beaching here. Aqua. Yep, Aqua is going to beach. That's not good for Aqua, as Marcello lands more shots on the island. We've also got shots coming in from across the map as well. Can he? Yep, so doing a little 3-point turn there to get off the rocks. Will Aqua be able to get to safety? The spotting on Marceau is not as bad as Kleber, but it's still pretty large.
They did put up Horny Wookie's radar from the bottom end of the sea cap to make sure they kept eyes on Aqua for the maximum amount of time possible, but probably expiring here soon.
You can actually kind of feel the turret turn of the ships over A as they've turned their turrets now. There's more shells arriving.
There it goes. Aqua does finally go dark there, but not before he gives up a tremendous amount of his health.
I thought for a second he was going to turn across those torpedoes, but they didn't quite have the range. Okay, so that means that NFG actually hold on to B, and they actually keep their Marceau, despite him being in a very dangerous situation there. Shots out from Moskva over towards Shikishima. That's not going to have too much impact, I don't think. Nope. Also, the other Marceau from OHBOY is pushing up the 1 line, or had pushed up the 1 line, trying to push torps out onto both the Des Moines and the Moskva.
NFG with an early lead here. 7 minutes gone. About a 150-point lead, but their board position, I feel like, is almost too aggressive. They're giving up tons of HP as their Kremlin in C takes another torpedo. He took one earlier, and he's also in a position where Pepe Gaga's Shikishima from the bottom end of kind of over here in between A and B can get shots on him, and Pepe has been taking those shots. Here comes another one.
Yeah, you have to watch out on this map with the gap between B and C, because both, obviously, ships can go down there, but also shells can go down there. So if you're in that Kremlin's position, that's actually very dangerous, and I suspect that this Shikishima's position was designed specifically to take that shot.
Indeed. I'm forced to wonder what the plan was for Okashika's Kremlin this early, right? They shoved him into the cap. He went well deep into the cap. Now he's reversing out of it. And it feels like he just wasn't, he's given up 70, 80,000 points of health. It wasn't necessary. They owned the cap. This didn't get them anything.
Yeah, this Kremlin is going to be able to reverse far enough that the Shikishima can no longer shoot, but obviously there's also still the Des Moines there with the gearing spotting, so this Kremlin is going to be taking a lot of, currently AP, but I suspect Totally Balanced will switch to HE as the Kremlin noses in. Yep, there's the HE. Kremlin does have the quick cooldown DCP, which you just saw popped there, but it has a limited number of them, so eventually it will run out of damage control parties and will burn. There are also gearing torpedoes coming.
9 minutes gone as now OHBOY steps onto the B cap, bringing Marcello Pello's Marceau in to contest. The timer was starting to work against them. I mean, we're barely, we're not even the halfway mark of this game, and NFG has almost at 800 points because OHBOY has played kind of back off the caps. But NFG's given up a tremendous amount of health collectively as a team to achieve this score.
Yeah, so OHBOY actually currently on total health, if you look, is 320-ish to 417.
Oh.
So, yeah, OHBOY currently do have a more than 100k health advantage. Marcello is juking like crazy here with the throttle going backwards and forwards, trying to cap B under fire from Aqua. It looks like Marcello will get that cap.
He is finally going to get there as 2 quick kills from OHBOY between that and the cap. We're about to have our first lead change of the game. And there it is, right there. OHBOY moves out to a lead now on the back of the kill on the Des Moines over here north of A, and some beautiful torpedo work. We got to shout out the gearing the OHBOY gearing over here that's been working the 10 line. He just landed consistent torpedoes, constantly harassing that Kremlin in the sea cap, and now that guy's gone.
That's the other danger of being a nose-in large ship against something like a gearing, is that you have the range on those torpedoes that you don't really have to risk yourself, and you can just every now and again you can pop torpedoes on that corner, and chances are you'll land one. So very, very risky position from that NFG Kremlin. It's very interesting at this point to step back a bit and look at the deployments of the teams in terms of map control. If you draw a line between the two teams, you can see that OHBOY definitely control more of the map.
Yeah. His Ohio over here north of A getting hammered on the broadside by Pepe Gaga's Shikishima. More shells coming in from reunited Stalingrad. I think one of the things we haven't really talked about as much, we've been kind of looking at sea quite a bit, but I really like the OHBOY Republique positioning over here on the A line. It allows you to use and angle Repub's, use her speed and angle her armor in such a way she can be really effective over here.
So Republic is actually one of my favorite ships. It's not a very common thing to like, to be honest, but it can be very effective when it's used in certain ways. And as you said, its gun angles, it kind of needs to be on the flank because it's got one turret fore and one turret aft. It doesn't play very well in the middle of the map, but where they've got it positioned, where you can use the speed, push up, turn around, and then use its spaced armor to potentially make dangerous turns if you have to. It can be used very, very effectively, and it works extremely well against cruisers with its fast reload and hard-hitting AP.
Pink camouflages Marceau over here north of A, going in for the kill, open watering, getting all those shells in to take the Ohio out, and just like that, NFG's battleships are off the board. They're down 3 ships. It looks like they're going to pick the B cap back up, but they're down 160 points. 8 minutes to play here in game 1.
Yeah, poor Yukizuki here in the Moskva is all alone, and I don't know whether Pink Camouflage is contemplating a run. I doubt it because it's a long way to go, but no, he's just gonna fire and then duck back behind the island. But yeah, Yukizuki is definitely in trouble. The rest of the map actually is more even because you've got the Moskva, the Republique, and the Marceau of OHBOY over on the A cap. The rest of the map is actually more evenly balanced, so NFG do have an opportunity if they can take a couple of ships out in the middle somewhere.
Can start to see OHBOY smelling a little bit of blood in the water as they're really focusing Mizukaze's Moskva here in the middle of the map, north of B. Marceau, Stalin, Shiki, and the Moskva. That's Pod Nike's Moskva way over at A, all taking shots at this guy. If they can bag that kill, that'll put them very, very close to victory here.
Yeah, one kill won't quite bring it to 1,000 points, but it will definitely bring it very close. There's less than 2 minutes on the points clock, and we've got 6.5 minutes on the game clock here. So Kohei will probably go down, and once we hit about 950, that's going to lead to an instant victory.
They can still see Kohei. It looks like he's going to try and move up and look for different cover. I don't like this play. It feels like he's exposing himself. They do bag the Moskva, and there it is.
That cross-map AP to finish it off. So OHBOY taking that first game pretty convincingly. It felt pretty even at the beginning, but then OHBOY very quickly taking map control. So this is a best-of-3 series, so there will be 2 more games potentially. But if OHBOY win the next one, they will be going through to face SCCC. So SeaRaptor, do you think we should pass it back to the studio for some more analysis?
Absolutely. Let's hand it back to Chris and crew. See you in a minute.